The Cleveland Cavaliers are really not looking good. They gave up, what did I say it was?
148?
148 to Oklahoma City. David Blatt ripped them, and now it appears that the Tyronn Lue questions are hitting this team like a wrecking ball did Miley Cyrus.
It has to eventually, right? It's going to happen.
But like, isn't that the theme of every LeBron James team?
Well, eventually the coach isn't big enough. Well, he's played for coaches that just aren't. I mean, other great players play for legendary coaches.
Mike Brown, Eric Spoelstra, David Blatt, Tyronn Lue. What's the theme? All of them have felt like, all of them have been undermined by what the media is putting out to be LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, or whatever respective team and the other stars on the team. So LeBron was asked about Tyronn Lue's status as head coach of the team. Here was his response.
I would hope not. I would hope not. I mean, but I really don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with our team. I have no idea what's the conversations been going on. I'm just, for me personally, been trying to stay as laser sharp as I can and keep my guys ready to go out and play. And obviously, it hasn't resulted in wins. But I got to stay as fresh and mentally as much as I can, even with the struggles. I can't worry about jobs, securities, and trades and things of that nature. I'm stay as focused as I can every night to go out and compete.
All right.
Did I not call this out? Not call it, so far as that goes, but just
what'd you call out?
Well, just that last week when we talk about trades and what do the Cavs need? The Cavs need for their already very talented group to play like that. And for whatever reason it is, we don't know what it is necessarily. Everyone has their theories and stuff, and now it's Tyronn Lue.
Right.
Getting someone else in there isn't going to solve the problem. Last week when I played the Rocky clip, they cannot win a championship this year. Something has to drastically change. Freaking flies. Something has to drastically change, right? But it has to change within the organization, and I just don't think it's going to be enough of whatever they can do to change it. To put a new personnel, it takes a lot to bring in someone else to fit into a system that isn't working already.
Here's what they need.
Win suddenly.
Someone to play defense. They cannot play defense. They are scoring. They're a top 5 team in points per game. They're a bottom 5 team in points allowed per game. That's why you're seeing this sort of tailspin that they're in. Like winning 18 of 19, smoke and mirrors. I don't think they could do that again. Unless they go up against like
worst of the worst.
Atlanta for 19 straight games, which obviously won't happen. So here's my other thing. Can we play the first part of that one more time? Because I want you to pay attention to this. We view LeBron James as like the CEO of each team that he's on. Listen to this answer once more.
I would hope not. I would hope not. I mean, but I really don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with our team. I have no idea what's the conversations been going on. I'm just, for me personally, trying to stay
that's what I wanted to show. So I'm going to get to Isaiah Thomas in a second. You're telling me, we just showed David Blatt. Is there any doubt in your mind that he got David Blatt fired?
Yeah.
There is. Doubt. What doubt?
Well, if we're basing it on that answer,
he doesn't know about Tyronn Lue? How don't you know?
What do you mean? How do you not know?
He is the guy who was running the organization.
Well, that's what we're saying.
Right. Yes.
So based off of our first assumption, we're going to make a second.
Yes.
There's no fact that he's running the organization.
Can I ask you a question?
We're based off his answer, which was I don't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Whatever decision's going to be made are going to be made.
Let me ask you a question. If LeBron James was on your team and you desperately want him to stay, do you make almost every personnel decision as it pertains to the roster to favor his strengths by bringing him in and asking him his opinion?
At this point of the season?
Any point in the season?
No. Well, at the beginning or off season, sure. Now, no.
Why is it different from the beginning to mid?
Because now your team is what it is for this season. And if it's
not totally true,
if you're dancing on the second seed and there's a couple things you have a bump here and there, their team just isn't what they wanted it to be. It's just as it exists is not what they need it to be.
But we also have to remember inside of that argument is that guys like Derrick Rose left, now he's coming back. Isaiah Thomas just came back. Iman Shumpert is going to come back. So now you have different guys who weren't there when they were winning, finally getting healthy And now the team is having to readjust their entire game plan each and every day by fitting those guys in because they're all getting paid and they need to get minutes.
Right.
So what they're doing is learning from their mistakes right now. That's how I see it.
Okay, so it's a good thing. That's another reason why they should stick with what they've got. Bringing in someone else would be another hurdle. It's just
I don't think it can hurt to bring in somebody who's a defensive specialist, like a Thabo Cephalosha or somebody.
Except they're going to have to adjust again, and who they're going to give up for a random defensive specialist who isn't going to be able to stop a three-point shooting team like the Warriors.
Nothing, considering that a team like Utah just wants to dump salary.
Yeah, so you're helping Utah dump salary? What are you getting out of this as far as Cleveland?
A defensive specialist.
To do what?
To bring down their opponent points per game.
It won't happen. Not enough to win a championship.
They are scoring at will, and they're also giving up points at will. What do you try to do? You try to minimize the game on the defensive end as much as possible.
What kind of points are they giving up?
How many? 109.5.
What kind of scoring? Kevin Love standing at the three-point line while his man drives right around him and takes a floater in the lane? I don't think DeAndre Jordan type is going to come in and change that.
I've said from the very start, I don't think DeAndre Jordan is the answer.
But he's that defensive style of stopper in the middle who's different than Tristan Thompson.
You also can't have somebody, I've said this, I'll die on this clip, is that you can't bring in somebody who's a max player and who can't be in the fourth quarter because he can't shoot free throws. Right. And I know that they changed the hack a Shaq, hack a DeAndre rules, but still, you can't have him in if a team wants to catch up because he can't hit free throws.
To DeAndre, I'm talking about even any kind of defensive big man stopper. He can't go out and guard Steph Curry on the three-point line, can he?
Right,
that's what they need to stop.
It's not a defensive big man. It's just a defensive player. A defensive 1 through 3 is who they need to bring in my opinion. By the way, Isaiah Thomas commented on this as well. Here's what he said.
Isaiah, do you feel like that Ty's got everybody's attention? Are you guys responding to what he and the staff need from you?
We need to. We need to do a better job of that. I think we need to hold everybody accountable a little more, and I think that's the biggest thing right now. I mean, if guys ain't doing the right job, they need to come out the game. And that's just what it is. It's never personal. It's doing what's best for this team and put this team in position to be successful. And tonight was not on the coaches, though. That's on us. 150 points. I don't think I've been a part of that since my last 2 All-Star games. So that's on us as players.
He's just preparing for the All-Star game. That's all they do. This is perfectly fine, Cleveland. They're just ready to go into the All-Star game, give up alley-oops and 360 windmills. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. But the answer was perfectly fine. Did you have any problem with that answer? Did you think there was any kind of shade?
No, but here's the shade that I thought was there. Isaiah went on to say via Cleveland.com, we were a better defensive team in Boston. That's what we laid our hat on. So it's not about me stopping anybody. You're not stopping just one person, and not one person is stopping me. So that goes on the other end as well. I mean, how I view Isaiah Thomas is one of the most refreshingly honest players. And he wears his heart on his sleeve because he's been doubted so many times. So at this point in the game, considering that he's proven his worth with Phoenix, being the last pick in the draft, not with Phoenix, with Sacramento, last pick in the draft, Sacramento, Phoenix, Boston, now Cleveland, he's going to prove it once again. And I find him to be refreshingly honest because he's been through a ton. And now he's just displaying his emotion because time gives you that when you've been consistently good.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's everyone's fault for that. And he even didn't even lay blame on the coaches for this particular loss. Again,
did you think they were shade?
No, not at all.
Not even with the last quote?
No. Okay. He's just comparing it to his last experience. I think people could draw shade from if they would like, but I don't see it. It's an honest answer. When the reporter asks you, hey, so what's wrong here? Who is it? Is it Tyronn Lue? He'd be like, no, I don't think it's them. I think it's everybody. It's us. And even the maybe even part you could maybe try and read into, if he said if they're not playing, get them out of the game. Maybe they're thinking, oh, Isaiah Thomas is upset with his number of minutes. He wants to be in the game more. He thinks he's going to do it, but the guy on the floor can't.
I also have breaking news. They're practicing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah. As we speak.
I wonder if they're working on defense.
2-3 zones. I'm kidding. That'd be the worst.
But I mean, yeah, it's the makeup of the team. The guys you have need to start doing what they can do or are supposed to be doing.
Completely. And also get Thabo Cephalosha.
Can't win. It's a waste of time.
Cannot win with him.
It's a waste of time.
Cannot play with him.
Keep what you got.
Cannot coach with him.
The Cavs should make 0 moves.
0.
0, man.
If they make 0 moves, are they going to the finals?
No. Well, maybe, but no. I don't think so.
That's why you make
it. It depends on if their players played the way they can. It's like we have to see the second half of the season. It's all performance-based.
Yes.
I'd have to predict that they got it together, but I don't know that.
I'm going back to my initial point of them just being in a slump and learning to incorporate more of these players that are coming back.
And so there's no reason to bring someone in. So we agree then. If you just need to get your shit together,
I don't think it hurt to bring in somebody who plays defense, man. Like they were still terrible defensively, even with all these guys healthy. All right, where do you stand? Thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe to 2 at this point.